It'd be funny if she pulled out like a stinging board right there. Check. Chili right now. Okay. Lido.
It looks like it, right, with the thingy.
We should have this at every site.
Exactly. I know.
Game shopping. Because I got to shut home.
There's a model of Shean.
Okay, seeing here a model of the Decapolis town. I start from the end. This site has been excavated in the last 35 years. There is enormous of findings coming out. What actually excavated so far is only the center. The center of the town, this part. For instance, most of the Decapolis towns, the present-day village, just built in top of it. Has not been excavated yet. For instance, you can know when we were driving now with the shuttle, we were driving next to the amphitheater.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, it was next to that. What you saw actually, you saw only the arena part. The only thing which found during the excavation was the arena part. And yeah, but that was, we were just driving next to it. Okay, so most of this area hasn't been excavated yet. What was excavated here in the last 35 years is the center. And that's what we are going to visit in a minute. The place has two names. Old Testament name Bet Shean, and that's the archaeological hill. The first layer here goes back to 45th century BC. And until 4th century BC, time of Alexander the Great, the life was only on this little hill, the Tel. From Alexander the Great time, they started to build the town at the bottom of the hill, and Roman time, Roman call it Palestina Secunda, the second capital of Palestine. That was one of the main towns in the Holy Land, known as the capital of the Decapolis town. Those 10 towns mentioned in the New Testament, and that was the capital of those 10 towns, Decapolis town. Just for you to understand the importance of this town, the Roman gave this town the right to mint coins. You know, very few towns across the Roman empires got the right to mint coins. And this town has the right to mint coins. So that was a huge center in the northern part of Palestine those days. You know, the Roman call it Palestina Secunda, second capital of Palestine. The city all collapsed in an earthquake in the year of 749. And that's the reason so many findings, enormous amount of findings is due to the earthquake, because it all fell down and remains like stand still. Let's say, for instance, Caesarea, many things was taken and had a secondary use. But here is all fell down and remains. So that's the reason it's taking so long, all the excavation process. So beginning is the Canaanites, Israelites, but we will focus here on the Decapolis town, Roman Byzantine, 8th century, 749, beginning of Muslims' time, the city all collapsed. We are like standing here. Okay, down here is a theater, and we will begin the visit in a bathhouse. Okay, we will go first to the bathhouse. Entrance into the city one here, the main entrance here from Valley of Armageddon. The second one from the Jordan Valley. And that's the importance of the village, is on a junction between Jordan Valley and Valley of Armageddon. And that's made this city as an important city already from the beginning. Is a meeting point between the two valleys, Jordan Valley on one hand and Valley of Armageddon on another hand. And that's the two main gates, one from Jordan Valley, one from Valley of Armageddon. And this is way over there, it's not been excavated. I mean, we can see a little bit pieces of the wall in different places. and know how to measure more or less the size of the city, population is somewhere between 130,000 to 150,000. Let's go, we start.
This place is 6,000 years old.
We have the foundation from volcanics, the seats all made. We have the foundation from volcanics, the seats all made. You see the entrance always used to be in the second floor, the vomitoriums, nothing from the third floor. Few pillars of the scenery remains. I mean, the archaeologists just brought them up like this, but it's all remains from the scenery, those pillars. So that's the theater. We are going to change. People always in a bathhouse used to walk with some cotton on them or linen or something to cover themselves. Always, people never walked naked in a bathhouse. Always you cover yourself. Is to support the floor because the steam came through the floor. The steam came in a channel made from good marble or a limestone. And they used to heat the water under with the wood into the heater, and then the steam came through the floor. Okay, the floor was above of those pillars. They have a little cracks, like you know, in the floor, and the floor came. They just to support the floor, and then the steam came through the floor. Sometimes they had tiles on the wall, and it came through the tiles. Now, bathhouse was very important because, let's say, if you wanted to be up to date with the latest, this is a place to come. And you can get, I mean, you can say the word gossip is the same thing. Yeah, no newspaper. Yeah, no newspaper, no radio. A place to be up to date, you know, is a bathhouse. The Roman historian, when you read what they wrote, what they heard in a bathhouse, is always really interesting. You can see he's illustrating here. Changing place is for resting and also changing. And then the palestra, the gym, the 3 different rooms, and also by bathhouse always you can trim your hair, get a massage. The one who provides massage not necessarily that fat. But it's restoration is not necessarily. You want to ask something? I'm sure you want to ask something, yeah? Yeah, I'm sure. That's, when looking on a picture, I'm sure women, wanted to ask some questions.
It's in my head. I'm not going to ask.
Ask it because it's always this question always came.
Water.
What?
The woman who wasn't allowed to use the bathhouse. They had their own.
Yeah, the women, let's say an educated women used to be where those days? At home.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, at home. And it was considered very uneducated for women wandering in a street. Barbarian used to do it, but not educated women. And when you think about it in historical terms, the change made not long ago, from beginning of our century, the women started to go into the circle of walking, of working, and so on. So the change has made historically, not long ago. Okay, but then you still see it. Yeah, women. I mean, at home they used to heat the water, and they used to, to wash themselves and have at home. But into the bathhouse is a man who used to come. Let's go. We'll go from this side. The main street, north-south in every Roman town. The main street. Cardo, not corridor, cardo. Let's say the English word cardiologist, coming from the same Latin roots. It means the heart of the town. The heart of the town. And see how the cardo was built. Okay, here in the middle is for the chariot, and on both sides used to be a walking street. The walking street was covered, and what used to be next to it? Next to the walking street in the middle of the city, what used to be? Sonia, what used to be in the middle of a town?
I'm trying to wonder what used to be.
What are you looking when you are coming to a city? What are you looking for in the middle of the town? To the shops. Of course, to the shops. Yeah.
The temptation.
Yeah, to the shops. Not only also